Okay, give me a second. I am trying to set up for now. And we'll start with tonight's streaming by still making little things of little things. So, anyway, welcome to tonight's. It's Wednesday today in Taiwan. In my places right now, anyway. So, yeah, it has been quite a windy day today. Yeah, when I say windy, it's not a burger windy, okay? Yeah, it has been quite a windy today because we got a typhoon going on situation right now. And also, what happened is um, the name of the typhoon is quite interesting because it's also a little bit mystical when I say the name of the typhoon in Mandarin. It's, I think it's named in Singapore. Yeah, the Singaporean Finite or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah. Give me a sec. I'm still trying to get things done with it. Oh, shite. I don't know. Anyway, oops. Give me a second. Give me a second. Thanks for tuning in. I'm still trying to figure out if anything. So still the same old of the whole thing. Anything goes. If anyone want to chat with anything, they can come in and express your own things, own feeling, own stories about everything and anything. And I was just talking about the weather today, and it's not really to talk about it much because we got typhoon going on. And I'm not quite sure a lot of people know typhoon because I think it's the tropical storm. Like we don't really have tornadoes in Taiwan, but we got typhoons and we got hails and things like that. But hails don't really happen in where I live, which I'm currently now in Taichung, so we don't really get that. And with typhoon, yeah, we do get windy, we do get rainy, but the condition is not as bad as people living in Taipei. Yeah. So I kind of feel a little bit, anyway. Yeah, so the weather has been kind of okay, not that bad so far of today. So for tonight, I continuously be working on my project, and what I'm making it right now, I'm not sure if anyone has do gardening before, but when you are doing gardening, especially in Western country, you tend to buy all those little package. You bought it in department store, and sometimes you bought it in the gardening supply store. Yeah, so I'm making that right now. And what I do is I try to make as realistic as possible, which sometimes a pain in the ass. But anyway, I'm trying to do that. So I'm not quite sure if anyone do gardening. I used to do it when I was in Canada. My homestead mother, who owns a house, not apartment, but a house, she loves to do gardening. She has not all kind of it, but she would grow lily of belly, tomato, strawberries, and um, other different kind of flower. Oh yeah, lilac. She has one of those really big lilac tree, and which is beautiful. I think it's. I think that the whole thing blossom during the spring. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why is this the right season for lilac to blossom, but the what it actually blossom. Oh, it's so beautiful. The whole thing is like purpley. And because it's in the back garden, and she has a little houses. Well, it's actually her studio because she is a decorator. She decorate people's house or places. So yeah, she's kind of like an artist herself as well. So I was kind of fortunate enough to get acquaintance with her and live with her for quite some time. So yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting, and it also gives me different ideas of how people can interact with another, because me and her are completely stranger. We were just like, we don't have anything that's related. Just because the agency put me under her house, and I think that was her first or second time doing homestay. Yeah, so she don't really know much how to, well, really much to do as well. And when the time I was staying with her, well, there's also ups and downs as well. I mean, things were happening around in her family, which I'm not gonna talk about too much about it because it's her privacy. So yeah, so there was quite a bit of things. Um, it's not a shock for me because they were really nice people. Um, for me, it was a really good memory when I was down there because um, well, it's my first time to live in a country which I don't speak the language at all. My English was bad, was really really bad. Because I don't really, I'm not a person who really read book and study from books and things like that. I'm more of I don't know, practical person. Yeah, I do it. Like I like to make things. I like to use things or talk about things verbally. So yeah, I think in my somehow my um the way how I learn things is really through just doing it. So yeah, just give me some. Whoops, sorry. Give me a minute. Just wanted to type something. Any goes. Oops. I have to change that into English. God. Anything goes. So yeah. So yeah. Back to the topic about homestaying. Yeah. So that was interesting. I was in Canada, Toronto, for I can't remember. Like 4 years, well, 3 years and a half. I can't remember. Yeah, because it has been a while. It was way before all the COVIDs and oh yeah, another thing I kind of want to brought up right now because it's kind of sad people don't really remember of it anymore. But for me, it was a big shock. I was in Toronto during 9/11, and I'm not quite sure if anyone still remember what happened in 9/11. And for me, it was kind of shocking because when the thing happened, when 9/11 happened, I was in school. I was in ESL language schools, still studying English and try to get exam, and part time also studying textile as well. I used to do fashion design when I was in high school back in Taiwan. But anyway, yeah, I also taking sub classes for that as well. And I remember very clearly it was during my off time. Yeah, it was during my break, and I went to the canteen, and I was lying up in the canteen and trying to, I think I was trying to buy something for lunch or something. I can't remember, but we were just a pile of us students, no matter internationally or local students, were just lying up in the cube and trying to get stuff. So anyway, there were TV in the canteen, and there was, I think there was two TV, yeah, in the canteen, and we were kind of just chatting around and would not really pay attention to what happened on the TV. and all of a sudden we saw things exploded on the screen. And we thought like, okay, that's a preview for a movie. In my mind, I just thought that's a movie. Then I'm like, no, both of the TV are playing the same thing. Both of TVs start playing the same thing, and people around me just kind of dead silence for seconds. It was just completely silence, and everyone just staring at the TV because back at then, there are smartphones, but not many people has it. It's still back to the age that. So anyway, we would thought it was just like in the movie, everyone just kind of freeze and can't really get into the mood of panic because you don't know what actually is happening. You just saw like, okay, shit, things get exploded right now. And after a minute or so, you can just hear people start chattering inside the canteen, and they're just kind of like whispering around, okay, what exactly is going on? Oh my god, it's not a movie, or oh shit, no, it's not a movie, it's real. And all of a sudden, people who have cell phone, or should I say call them mobile, are start running out the hook. Like, then all of a sudden, then people go into a panic mood. And sorry, just give me a second. And everyone around me, all the students and teachers and substitute teachers and whatsoever, everyone was just start calling the fuck out of him. Like, no matter it's payphone or cell phone, mobile, whatever, everyone was on the phone, and the phone line was just burning the shit out of it because we don't know what exactly is going on, and especially, well, America is right next to Canada, and if you're in Toronto, then through the Rainbow Bridge, which is in Niagara. Uh, in the fall, Niagara. I can't remember how to say that falls right the names right now. But anyway, um, through that bridge, you can just straight go into the border of America if you have visa. So, and also I got my aunties. It's in America during that time. She's still there at the moment, and I was just like, I was also lost as well, and I tried to call her, but the phone won't go through because everyone is calling it. And I tried to phone my parents back in Taiwan, and they don't really know what exactly is going on because I think it's the time differences, where just the news haven't really reached it to Asia yet. I don't know. It's just you know. So everyone was just panicking, and especially are if you are Americans, then everyone just like concerning, okay, what exactly is going on. And then then you saw the first plan, then you saw the the second plan, then you just kind of go, oh shit, this real, this is not a joke. This is not something that are, you saw it in the theater, you saw it in the movie. No, this is absolutely fucking real. And however, when I went back to my homestay, and something, my homestay mothers start going like, are you guys okay? Do you know what exactly is going on? I'm like, of course I can't say I'm not okay because people around me or people who has friends or relatives in the States, they are more concerned than I am. So I just basically told her, it's like, I'm doing okay. I'm not like, But for people who ever has friends or family members or whatsoever back in the States, they would absolutely, worry and concerning about whatever is going on. So I can't really remember right now, but all I remember, all the memories and emotions back then, it was just like a completely chaos for about a year or so. Yeah, people were just afraid about a lot of things, and of course the schools too. They was just start having things and saying like, when you got, yeah, if you have friends or relatives in the states and you can contact your schools, they have like support systems and all this and that. So anyway, yeah, that was back then, and I just kind of, I don't know. Since that happened, I can't believe it that nowadays, now it's like, um 20 2025, and however it happens. Well, it happens a while ago now, but nowadays, not really a lot of people remember or knowing what exactly happened back at then. And I don't know, for me, I just think that it's really, that's really an issue. Like, it's part of something that are disaster, like huge artificial disaster. Okay, this is not, a natural disaster like the forest burned down or something like that. No, this is man-made. Okay, this is artificial, that created by us human. And I just kind of, you know. So anyway, that was a little, bad story from today's topic. Sorry, it gets a little bit dark. Yeah, but however, that's just, yeah. I had other really great memory when I was back in Canada. I enjoy much more culture different ratios, and when I was back in Taiwan, because you don't really get that, and especially, other than me, all my parents, well, all my family member, my mom, my dad, my brother, are pretty much just stay in Taiwan most of the time. Even though my brother, he can also speak other than just Mandarin, but with, I don't know, like, the problem that not really a problem, but more of a personal choices that I know about him. He choose much more than living in Taiwan, other than traveling into other countries. I think it's because the environment he feels more comfortable, and also I think another thing that's important for a lot of Taiwanese is the conveniences, because in Taiwan it's really convenient. Like, that's why I think a lot of, um, young kids in Taiwan, or even elderly, person in Taiwan, or people in Taiwan, they don't really want to stay outside of Taiwan for too long. They would love to go travel, but they still need to come back to here because it's much more convenient. Like, think about it. Because I've been to few places, I haven't been to, like, some people have traveled 20 countries or something like that. I don't. I only travels a few, less than 10. Yeah. I wish I can travel more, but it it costs money and it costs time. And when you are working full time all the time, then you don't really have. Well, you can have either of one. You can have whether money or time. It just depends, and sometimes you don't have any of them. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, that was the thing while I was down there. So yeah, talking about the conveniences in Taiwan. Think about it. If you go to a convenience store, like the convenience store in Taiwan, it's really convenience store. Okay, it's so convenient. You can pretty much get everything done when you are in that store. And when I say everything, well, the basic convenience store, which you can do we even got chairs and tables inside the convenience store. So yeah, first of all, if you go to the places in the morning, you can order coffee buy a breakfast, no matter as toast or rice bowl whatsoever. You can eat it inside the store. Then you can open your notebook if you had one with you, and you can start working in there. It might be a little bit noisy and bit of chaotic sometimes. Depends on the day of the weekend or the day of the time of the day, because sometimes some convenience store can be a little bit noisy sometimes if that store is located near schools or near some of the apartment places or things like that. So, however, I just said that you can start with a morning coffee and morning breakfast over there, and while you are waiting for, you can do your own work with a notebook that you have and sit down inside the store and do your whatever work that you are required to do. And during that time, some of the convenience store you can even wash your own laundry. Yeah, that's how crazy it is. They even have laundry machine inside the convenience store. And while you are, you wash your clothes, you're doing your work, all that stuff. And if your coworker says, fax me with information, they even have printers and fax machine inside the store. And if your coworker says, send me something, send me, the information or the portfolio that you have right now, you can print it inside the store. Then you can mail it inside the convenience store. So that's how convenient it is in Taiwan. So I do know that people who are in the convenience store, they can stay in there for like whole fucking days. And also, another thing for some people can be a little bit crazy and insane is you can buy liquor. You can buy liquors in convenience store. And of course you have to be above 18. You have to show ID if you're consuming, buying, purchasing alcohols. So yeah, however, you can do all that in one places. Which, as far as I know, if you are in different places in most Europe, you can't do that. You know, the convenience stores over there, it's really not so convenient. They only pretty much sell you the basic needs. You can buy milk, you can buy toast, you can buy snacks, you can buy soft drink, you can buy Coke, you can buy sometimes they sell tissues or some spice over there. And that's it, pretty much it. And I think some of those quotas convenience store they open next to the gas stations, so sometimes you can do that. And also some of those stores that sell scratch cards as well. And also, yeah, so, however, I think as far as I know about the whole thing is going on with Taiwan's convenience store, it's so convenient, and I understand why people don't want to leave. When I say people don't want to leave, it's even though they are, traveling in different places or this and that, they always want to come back to here because it's just so convenient. And that's one thing. And another thing is affordability. Yeah. Um, some people might say expensive to buy it in the convenience store other than if you go to the traditional market to buy it and you cook it yourself, it's cheaper. Yeah, you can do that. But because of the conveniences. And young people nowadays, as far as I know, if you're in your, I don't know, 20s, early 20s, or early 30s, most people don't cook. Okay? Most people really don't cook. Rarely cook, or they don't cook at all. First of all, because they're busy with their work. And second of all, it's just they don't have the habit of being inside a kitchen, you know. Um, parents nowadays, as far as I know, they don't really let their kids inside the kitchen because, you know, the danger of touching fires and noise and this and that. But I still think, somehow if you are, no matter you're Gen Z or, Omega, which is in the future, I still think you need to learn basic skill. When I say basic skill, it's like how do you boil water? How do you boil eggs? How to do your own laundry? How to iron in your clothes? Or some of those really basic skills that you know you you need to have as a human beings, and you need to have as a grown adults, that you can use it in your day-to-day lives. But as far as I know, people don't do that much nowadays. So anyway, yeah, I think schools need to teach that, like how to open the bottle of water and boil it, how to make sure your egg is cooked or undercooked when you boil in the pile in the boiling hot water. People don't really know how to do that anymore. And another thing, I think, if you don't know, yeah, fine, but you can't not criticize with people who are providing that kind of service to you. You know, like in restaurants or in cafes. You should be thankful that people who make the order that you want to you, because not everyone, as I was saying, has that kind of training, because it's supposed to be something that are um, more of a daily things that people need to know. But nowadays it becomes more like, as humans, that we need to take extra times and courses to make something like that, to start reading books, or um, repeatedly go inside the kitchen or the workshop, start doing something that he or she did not know, doing it over and over again, like you're doing in schools. But for people who are back in time, they know how to boil eggs, they know how to make a toast, and they know how to do cook your pasta or things like that. Back at then, without taking classes, but now, no, you need instruction to do that, and even putting an IKEA furniture together, you need freaking instruction for that. And back at then, back in time, people don't really need that. They were just like, you know, by a glance of it, they were just like, okay, you know what? Show me the hammer, show me the nails, and I was just putting things together. But we don't really have that kind of instinct anymore, you know. And same thing with while I'm making miniatures. Some people, I've got people ask me before. Well, not really asking, but more like a phrase of saying, "Oh, you're just making those stuff that you get it online." Yeah, of course I get it online. I have some my original thoughts about things. I make few of them, which I might show it next time. It's in my other project. I have a few more projects lying around. But yeah, not really a lot of people would know. And I also explained to them what I do right now. It's I'm not showing, or I'm not making too much of my own design due to a lack of how should I say, help, or I should say a lack of tools that I have. So yeah, and also time, yeah, also time as well, because some of the project needs a bigger places, where more tools that I have to use it. Like you need electronic salts, or you need the actual acrylic paint, or even 3D printers or things like that. I don't have it. So I only can use things that are around me, and also some of the information or pictures I can get it online. And of course I get it legally, okay? I get it with permission to get it. So yeah. Um I explained to the person that, I just like to make things that are looking okay, and I'm feeling quite happy about it. So anyway, I'm not sure if anyone like to make different things with while they are, intriguing with different kind of, I don't know, hobbies. Some people like to make um, models. I've met a friend of m- that I met online as well. He's also a very great artist of making miniature models of Warhammer. So yeah. So anyway, I think it's cool to have a hobby. No matter what you like to do or like to make, I think as long as you take the first step and start making something, and that's all good. No matter how good or how well fuck up the whole thing is, I think it's just important that you take the first step in doing it. Because my first, my very first miniature, I tried to make it good, but well, to my own standard, it was also a little bit f up as well. Because back at then, I do not know there are differences in ratios. I don't know what's the correct ratios I need to make. Or something is too small, something is too big. But slowly, I start knowing and start researching on things that are make that are essential of making miniatures. For example, you need to know the ratio. You need to do research on how the actual things look like, because making miniatures is not as easy as it seems. You need to make sure that things are going into the right ratio, or otherwise something will just look too big or too small. So anyway, I pretty much all done with making all those little fake packages in here. Which next time, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all that into the little piles over here on the side. I need to make a little boxes or something over in here. And all those books I was previously making before, now I put two piles like that. I'm just basically stick them together, and I'm gonna put it inside. Well, part of them are going to inside the cafes itself, and which I will might be showing to you in the next time. So anyway, it was kind of fun. I'll finish little by little. It's not really a lot of improvement yet, but as what the people would say, Rome don't build in one day. And I would say the same thing with Sydney Opera House. So I'm not sure if anyone knows it, but Sydney Opera House was planning to build within 2 years. However, it takes decades to build it. So for the next time, I don't know, maybe we'll talk about it and we'll see how the whole thing goes. And thanks for whoever tuned in today and tonight. And hopefully, I will see you guys the next time. And I think I'll start doing Sunday. Yeah, I think I'll see you on Sunday, and we'll see you by then. And whoever going to go forward with your life, good luck to you, and good day and goodbye. Bye bye.